Welcome back, everybody. We had a short break there as we got our players into the lobby, but they're ready to go. We've got ourselves a draft underway. Lacoste, are you ready for this game?
I'm ready, man. I was prepared these past couple of days for this event, even though I'm gonna miss the semifinals day because I'm gonna be traveling home. But this is the 16 best teams that actually managed to qualify, and it's a good day for Dota, man. We have Team Kinguin against Team Newbee. We mentioned after the third series, they already faced during the Perfect World Masters, and Kinguin managed to take the game of them. Maybe even took the whole series at Perfect World Masters. But let's get into the draft. Team Kinguin bans Disruptor and Naga Siren. Most of the time they ban out Naga Siren. Really low win ratio against that hero. Rubik picked up against the Sanking, one of the better heroes because of the magic resistance that he has, plus no cast animation on a stun.
And then Gyro, one of the most commonly second phase banned heroes recently, picks up in the first phase just to secure it, but Newbee answer immediately, right, with a counter.
Gyro was popular since
10 seconds remaining.
Couple of months ago. Luna, Gyro, Mask of Madness, Medusa, because of the stacks, especially when you play the Dire. But even now, because of the people who stack get the extra 15%, not the extra, they get 15% out of it. So stacking is more important. That makes Gyro more viable.
Make sure you support to get some gold now.
Radiant team
Lifestealer with that rage, often considered the counter to Gyro. Jump on top of him, close that gap, get in on top. Magic damage does nothing, and Lifestealer does well against a hero that often builds very tanky. In the second phase of bans, Puck, Queen of Pain, removing two of the big ones out of the hands of SCCC. Make sure that Nisha has a better time as Newbee take out some of the bigger tempo heroes now. Bounty, Lycan, Razor, lane dominators and heroes that deal with Lifestealer throughout all stages of the game. Taken out of the draft, so Kinguin now have to shift into their actual playmaking heroes, it feels like.
They still could be running a Phantom Lancer, judging by the bans that they banned out last three, all good against PL, Queen of Pain, Puck, and Tiny. Then they're gonna have Gyro and PL. I mean, it's not common to have two agility cores, maybe even 3 cores on an offlane. One, if you decide to go for, let's say, a DK or something similar, it could be also a good DK game against the Lifestealer. And we know Nisha loves to play it. I feel like Team Kinguin kind of fallen off since the Medusa was nerfed.
Definitely feels that way, right? They kind of built things around Nisha, made sure he had all the stacks in the world, give him a lot of farm, and then he was the one guy up at front that kind of dragged the team in behind him as quite often Elisash, the hard solo support, likely to be the bane in this game. Pretty good up against the Lifestealer. You've got that immunity piercing disable through your Fiend's Grip. A good way to create some annoying lane situations with your Nightmare. You've got Telekinesis as well. You know, you've got 2 supports here that stop that equilibrium drag by offlaners nowadays. Straight away they come through with an Abaddon after the Ancient Apparition.
They have really low win percentage with Abaddon. Let me just check. I was checking the picks. I'll give you a number. Team Kinguin.
10 seconds remaining.
Any number will do, Lacoste.
Just 6.
5 seconds remaining.
Let me just check.
Newbee, Sanking AA, age-old combo. Follow it with an OD now. Great up against the Abaddon with the Astral, being able to deal with that ulti.
Never mind, I can't find it right now. Yeah, you mentioned OD against Abaddon. He has like 2 good abilities against Abaddon. One, you can just Astral him, and then his ulti is gone. Or you can just keep hitting him if he's full HP, if someone else hits him or whatever, and then just gain the extra intelligence. This is the classic Newbee opening. Even though they picked up Lifestealer, what they usually do is run Sanking and AA They shifted things around this time.
It's the classic Chinese combo, right?
Yeah.
You used to see like AA Clock, AA Sanking, and then have, back then it was like an Ember Spirit or a Storm Spirit. Nowadays, not so reliant on the mobile cores, but those two heroes together, very, very capable of finding kills across the map just on their own.
OD is a good save hero against Bane ulti, against the Gyro Rocket. Rubik, this is a really good Rubik game. Sanking stun, AA spells, and pretty much you always steal Astral from OD. So it's easy spell to steal and really valuable in team fights.
And final bans coming out now. Need a mid laner for Team Kinguin. As Newbee shifting into their final pick, need either an off-laner or a 4-roll. A Batrider ban here from Kinguin seems pretty good.
Yeah, these two supports on the side of Kinguin, Rubik, Bane, I'm not a big fan of it.
Very single target
Single
focused.
target, so they might sneak in something tanky, team fight oriented, maybe a Tide Hunter for Newbee.
5 seconds remaining.
Something big, tanky, a brawler that can get up in the faces of their opponents. What's the ban out here up against an OD? Like, do you consider banning the sniper? Are you really afraid of something like that? It doesn't feel like it. In the lane match against OD, maybe it's annoying, but I think in the grand scheme of things, sniper unlikely to really do too much damage in this game. Maybe something like a Shadow Fiend, natural BKB purchaser might be something they look towards. I'm just thinking here of exotic deer potentially being on this gyro, but they could give that to Nisha. They could have exotic deer.
They could, yeah. They love to swap around. Or if they feel like it, they can go for Broodmother. Team Kinguin loves to do that. It's not a bad idea here. Lifestealer, AA, OD. I mean, Sanking doesn't really counter Broodmother anymore. So they have a last pick. They'll see what Newbee picks, so they might sneak Broodmother in. They love to do that.
Sneaky, sneaky. Definitely an option for them. In fact, looking back at one of their previous drafts up against Kingdra in the Epicenter qualifier, Bane, Abaddon, Rubik, Venge and Broodmother. Very similar here, just swap the Venge for the Gyro, so you might be onto something there. And they were up against, some decent AoE. Not too bad there, but definitely a big possibility. Newbee, what do you think they're looking for? You mentioned the Tide Hunter. Could this Sanking still be an offlaner, or is it really just Sanking's a Kaka hero?
I think they should go for Tide Hunter, especially since Broodmother is still in the pool, and Tide Hunter really does well in the laning stage against her. You really can't push into Tide Hunter. So it's an open pick. You can put it off lane. If they sneak in Broodmother, you can place it against Brood.
Shift your lanes around.
Yeah.
Get the most value out of the hero.
5
So far,
seconds remaining.
3 seconds left of normal time, about 20 left of reserve. Newbee digging deep for this last
or if
pick.
they want to go for something different, get a Void, but then I think Kinguin definitely picks a Broodmother.
Radiant team pick.
Brewmaster is the pickup from Newbee. Big teamfight disruption abilities there. Again, you've got Cyclone against Abaddon, against Bane. Pretty nice. You're up against a Rubik who could potentially steal the split, but we don't see that as commonly anymore as it is a little bit difficult with Brewmasters blinking away straight after the split ends. But Kinguin now
5 seconds remaining.
have to pick something that rounds up this draft. It feels like they're lacking AoE, teamfight, physical damage, someone who can really break towers. I've got lots of single target, plenty of save ability here, and Gyro, of course, will have 2 supports stacking up a ton of camps for him. And that's maybe something that we look towards as well. When the camp stacking mechanism got changed a little bit with that 15%, a lot of people are talking about contesting stacks. Back when Sven Gyro were the big heroes, I think 7, 8 months ago, maybe even a year ago, we saw smoke ganks 8, 9 minutes in, just like, right, we smoke here, we steal their stacks, and then fights around these stacks. Maybe something we'll find in this match as well, as Kinguin,
Choose your hero.
Nature's Prophet. So an aggro tri-lane potentially coming out of them with a Gyro, Bane, Rubik. Exotic Deer, 1v1 against KP Brew.
Yeah, that works. Kinguin loves to run aggressive tri-lanes. we'll see how that well, I don't know. It doesn't feel that good, to be honest, with Abaddon. I mean, Abaddon is good in the laning stage against the Lifestealer. Both are good against each other, but overall, I think Newbee's lineup is way stronger, especially with AA's Chilly Touch. When they get level 2 on their 3 heroes, if you want to contest it, like you have triple slow from AA, Nyx, and Sanking plus guaranteed stun.
Plus Orb of Venom on one of them, right? Just buy an Orb of Venom.
And just... Alright, I love the build. Did we talk about it? Love the profile picture of Abaddon. That's actually...
Oh, the Magnus.
Pepe the Magnus. Yeah. Pepe the Rhino.
Pepe the Rhino, yeah. You do love that.
I love memes, man.
Here
I
we
love
go.
Pepe the Frog.
This is what I love, the double Mango Bane. Ellis Ash, he knows he's onto something here. Double set of Tango, get the mangoes going, share some stuff out, share the love, buy the wards. And Gyrocopter there with a couple of pooled Tangos as well. So Nisha with a mid-Gyro build here. Looks like he will be heading into that lane. Katsuo with the boots first on the Rubik. Up towards top, we do have Patos, Abaddon, Stout Shield, Observer Ward.
Yeah. El Lisage, always so mannered, always kind of angry. Gotta love that guy. He's always mannered until he starts to lose. I don't know who he reminds me of, but I feel like it's impossible to not love that guy. He's like, he wants to win. No matter what, I want to win. That's the winner mentality right there.
For me, he's like a mannered European PPD.
Yeah, exactly. Less salty, doesn't tweet that much, but when he tweets, it's always something funny, angry.
Yeah. Like, why aren't you idiots scrimming with us? Stop cancelling scrims.
Yeah.
Patos starts things off with Katsuo up at top. Mugi loses about 150 HP. No big deal there, but it will secure the bounty runes up in this top third of the map. And Newbee grab the double down towards bottom. KP one, Kaka the other. So lanes as they are setting up here. Nature's Prophet, Blightstone in a 1v1 against KP's Brewmaster down bottom. Kaka roams into mid, try and deal with the Gyro Bane, as, of course, SCCC there with a nice little, what's that animation called? The Sunken Aegis?
Sunken Relic.
Sunken Relic, thank you very much, you are a god. You know your cosmetics, don't you, Lacoste? In towards mid lane.
It's really annoying to last hit against Enfield. That's a tri-lane mid. Welcome to 2018. They might actually kill Gyro.
Nisha's in a lot of trouble, hey? Banish is there. Bane tries to turn it back onto Kaka, but with the damage they've got, right-clicking into the Gyro, even with the Enfeeble there, Newbee find their first blood, and the tri-lane mid comes to fruition. Up towards top, Mugi's fine. So Newbee get a nice win there in the mid lane, even with the Enfeeble spam, like you're saying. It's annoying for SCCC, but a quick turnaround like that's got to get your morale going.
Well, triple lane with the AA is always good, even on the mid lane, though. Top lane, they're going to have a harder time unless they decide to rotate AA. Usually you would see position 4 heroes rotating mid, but right now position 5 heroes are actually trading hits because both of them are ranged. Bottom lane, let's check that out. Nature's Prophet. I somehow pronounce it Prophet because I always think about, was it like tier 2 or tier 3? TI3, sorry. That guy that had Nature's Prophet actually written and with some gold. Yeah. And love the sound when you use ulti, that gold sound. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Exotic Deer 9 and 7, Brewmaster 1 and 0. I didn't think this lane would go quite this hard in Nature's Prophet's favor. What exactly is happening here?
Well, he has a Blightstone, so when he hits him, Panda has 0 armor, and he just sends treants on him, and that's it. And first of all, he pushes the lane with the treants as well. So he has, at the start, he has two sets of creep wave, and then Panda can't last hit. He can deny a lot of creeps and just keep the pressure on you. That's how you play Nature's Prophet.
And Kaka, backstab in top lane. No mana for the stun though, just gets one little caustic hit onto Katsuo. But yeah, Exotic Deer very quickly moving towards his upgraded boots. Not the phase boots though, moving into treads.
Because he needs to use the chicken for it. he can actually buy it on the side shop and continue to dominate the lane.
And then you leave the courier for your other teammates.
Yeah,
That's so very kind.
Yeah, it feels like courier is used all the time right now. Like,
Yeah.
you can't get the courier. Someone's bringing something, whatever.
Should bring back the old Filipino strats, the double,
Yeah, double
the
courier.
double courier. Dude.
Yeah, that was when Bottle was viable.
Yeah, that was a transition into a Hon strat, I believe, as well. In Heroes of New Earth for a while, but we'll not.
They were
talk
getting
about that.
so much hate because of that strat. Like, they had a DK just refilling the courier. That was back in the, like 2010.
It was a little bit crazy. SCCC, what are we up to? 6-3, Gyro 12-4, so Nisha still winning out in the CS war thanks to Enfeeble, but Bane has left the lane. El Lisash could look to TP top and make
back,
some action
do the same
happen.
thing again. Yes,
but
he's actually doing it.
He will. Disgusting. Enfeeble. Oh, in onto the OD. SCC feels pretty bad about how things are now going, but they were setting up for a fight top lane. Faith and Kaka were trying to ready themselves, but with the trees broken over here, there's a nice bit of vision for the Radiant to see the angle of attack from these newbie supports coming in. So it's going to take a smoke or some kind of sneaky maneuvering for Kaka and Faith to get in on top of a target. Maybe the haste rune down at bottom lane could be something they look towards. But for now, KP forced to try and drag some of these waves back.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, KP is really having a rough time. Level 3 against level 5. Seems like Newbee, Kinguin knows what's up. Every time I watch Newbee play and they lose a game, probably KP had a bad game. But if KP is dominating, they pretty much always stomp.
Oh, man. That haste rune lets the
Yeah.
Bane come down, stop the creep drag back. So Exotic Deer has actually frozen the lane by his tier 1. Honestly, what is perfect CS at this point? He's on 28 and 21. It feel, whatever, I don't care. He's got perfect CS. Exotic Deer is having a stellar game. Absolutely gorgeous stuff. Moving straight into the Orchid, it looks like. KP level 4 just hits it, while the Prophet is now level 6. Global ulti ready. Look for the utilization of that, potentially towards this top lane, where Kinguin are readying themselves to try and defend this stack.
El Lisash is gonna find the ward on mid. That's some extra XP, and the gold wasted. That's gonna be his brown boots. Places another ward for the vision. The one way they can start the gank with is to use homing missile. So OD maybe uses Astral on himself, and then you can set up the gank TP with Nature's Prophet, because I don't think Bane can actually get close to use a Nightmare.
What's the old range on Nightmare? And then Astral level 1. I guess this OD's only level 4, closing in on 6 minutes in.
Yeah, they're winning actually 3 lanes. 1k, less than 1k advantage, but still Nyx is farming. Abaddon is farming as well, level 4.
None of that Radiance nonsense for Mookie. Armlet will be what he aims towards. The old classic.
Well, he can't afford to go for Radiance this game. I think he can still switch around, but they need someone to be active since they're losing mid, and bottom lane Panda's not gonna have that Blink Dagger anytime soon.
Yeah, the pressure's going to come too fast.
So they need to have someone who's active.
Especially if you're looking for those infest bombs, right? Having the armlet and being able to have, Brew blinking or walking in, sanking with a burst strike forwards, just having an armlet-infested lifestealer is always a big threat. Whereas the Radiance takes a little bit longer to come up online. Kaka tries to clear through these treants. Not as easy as it may seem, taking a fair amount of damage back in return, as Exotic Deer will draw the attention of the sanking bottom lane. So now you've split the sanking AA. You don't have that combo anywhere on the map anymore for Newbee. And Faith stacking lots of camps as he wanders around. Headless chicken, it feels like, for the moment for Newbee here. No real kind of aggressive game plan. They're kind of sitting back, playing defensively, waiting for action to come their way, and then looking to turn it around. Mid lane trying to set up, but El Lisash is there, ready with a Nightmare.
There's a rocket flying, but it's an OD only. Yeah. Oh, look at the damage. Oh, he actually gets the kill.
Leave us.
Oh, OD just tanks the missile mid, but it doesn't know that Katsor is standing up here. The Rubik moving in. OD maybe a little too far forward. Sanking TPs, but OD will drag back the other way. They realize they should disengage, but Rubik still caught here with the damage from the cold feet. Oh, where's he gone? Nightmare up, saved out by Elisash. Really beautiful play there. Cooldown will land on Newbee's heads, but the follow-through somewhat lacking as bottom lane. KP does move in, has the primal split. Not going to be able to pop it though. Would love to have a clap and a split, but lacks the mana, unfortunately, to get both spells off.
Now, I'm not a big fan of Panda Brown Boots, but this might be the game to go for. They need that playmaking hero. OD is sacked in the laning stage, sanking, what? It's nowhere near any gold, 100 gold, so maybe getting a Blink Dagger with the Nyx infesting you could actually work. Yeah.
Maybe this.
Yeah, that's a good kill.
Lift up from Rubik, though, might just save the day. AA will come through, the cold feet, the sprout, the TP, will it go? It will not. The snap is there, and Furion will die. Finally, Newbee up on the board. Good rotation, and again, it comes down to these two supports, right? The Sanking and the AA, they have to be on the map, active, looking for these picks, these backstabs, but Kinguin so far have been able to dodge them or play up against them with the vision they've had, but very good smoke there from Newbee, really catching Kinguin off guard.
Also, Brewmaster got the kill on Nature's Prophet, so some extra gold on him. They're stacking the neutrals as well, so they have a shrine, and once Brewmaster clears that camp, they can actually get him closer to his Blink Dagger, which he's actually is gonna go for. Like, no items, no soul ring, just Brown Boots Blink Dagger, which is actually good this game.
No stick, no nothing.
No nothing. Like, he can buy that later.
Straight Blink. Definitely feels like they need that. Like you're saying, bit of teamfight disruption here. Make sure that Kinguin don't have an easy ride. Lifestealer so far up at the top of the net worth, very close to that armlet, as he will be one Gloves of Haste away. Lift up onto the OD with a cooldown landing, but the TP rotations coming in from Kaka and Faith. Will trap 2 with the stun. Burst Strike is good, but the TP from Exodia, it arrives. Damage from SCCC is heavy in onto the Prophet, but Kaka stick charge is not enough to keep him alive. Kinguin bring 4 in. Getting 1 kill on a support doesn't feel quite worth it.
I feel like they could have saved the Sanking, at least to use Astral, but SCCC was just standing a bit too far. Also going for OD, trying to get a kill with the Bracer Magic Wand, and he had 3 or 4 raindrop charges. Is not a good way to actually start a fight.
And this is an OD with, what, level 1 Astral? So
yeah, it's common build.
Focusing pretty hard on that right-click damage.
Panda has a Blink Dagger in 20 gold.
That's pretty big. And his split is nearly off cooldown as well.
Yes, that's why Sanking is already rotating on a bottom lane.
Good kill mid. Just about catching the AA.
Alright, time to kill Nature's Prophet again. Oh, Nature's Prophet knows something is up. Oh no, he's just farming, he doesn't know.
He's got this little high ground spot. He's not shoving with the wave. They're not going to know, are they? If Exotic Deer falls back.
He should know something is up because Panda is not showing.
There we go.
He knows.
I mean, top lane they're backing up as well. Mid lane defensive play from Nisha. They know Brew is off map. They know he's close or at Blink Dagger. So the only person showing, or the only people showing right now on the map, Elisash mid, the 5-roll Bane. Who cares if he dies in the Abaddon top lane? Holding on to a point, I believe, for his ulti. Yep. 4 + 3 is 7. 8 - 7 is 1.
Yeah. Plus 4 is 5. Times 2 is 10. Yeah, that's really quick and correct this time.
That's some EU maths for you guys. Nisha, drum's done. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. 11, 12 minutes in.
But the problem is with this Blink Dagger, if you buy it and you don't kill anything, then you're stuck in a bad position.
The reverse Midas.
Yeah, yes, he needs to find an opening with it. TP top, get a Lifestealer in, but it's really hard kill, even though if they try to go for a Baton, I mean, they can score a kill with a split, put a Baton in the air with the Cyclone. Oh, he's actually stealing the mana from Panda. That's not going to be enough.
They've got a lift as well. Rocket Barrage. Oh, he's going to get the split off, isn't he? Yeah, just about. Now the Ice Blast flies over top, doesn't connect, but Rubik caught. Split has been forced. Katzor sent into the air with a Cyclone, but this Cold Feet will not snap, and I think Rubik might just be fine to walk this one off. With the damage from the Fire Panda coming out, oh, he will die. Very, very close, but KP gives his life for it as the Gyro moves forward.
tired.
And that, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, is why sometimes it's better to shut up and let the game do the talking for you.
So yeah, sadly for Kinguin, Rubik stole Drunken Haze because Panda used it, and he actually had time to split. He was definitely spamming that clap, even though he didn't steal it.
To my house.
So right now you have a
Rubik.
Blink Dagger, naked Blink Dagger as we like to call it, plus a magic stick on Panda. That feels so sad.
And no split.
Yeah, imagine if he had a Midas there, if he bought a Midas instead of a Blink Dagger.
He would feel a lot better about this game. Well, they know this big ancient stack is here.
Dire's top
Having an
tower
observer
is
ward
under
there. Newbee scouting out the area, but there is no one to be found. Nisha in the Radiant, decent spot. It's not the god spot like we have over on the Dire side here, where you've got the ancient camp available to you, but with a couple of stacks, still very nice. And Lacoste, one of your favorite wards, comes down. The laning ward here from Newbee, spotting in behind the tier 1 mid, sees Katzor, sees Nisha, and the ancient
Yeah,
stack.
that's not my favorite ward because it's gonna get dewarded. It's in the range of a tower.
Oh. Well then.
You just want to make me look stupid, man. That's not my favorite
I
ward.
didn't realize it was inside the range of the tower. I saw it and it's like, oh cool, it's going to see all this stuff. Well, Newbee, you, slight mistake there, but they do steal a couple of the ancients out from the stack. Gyro will try and clear up the remnants of it, as the observer ward still stands for the Radiant side.
I prefer to have this ward, like, a bit closer to the west, because northwest, because it shows when someone is approaching the stack as well, the ancient stack.
It gives you a little more of an angle.
Yeah.
Pinging the shrine as well, the cost of heaven. Top lane, Patos, a Helm of the Dominator, Phase, and Soul Ring, and this is a big push onto the tower. Level 4 Curse of Avernus. Treants and the Hellbear Smash. Oh, there's so much attack speed actually. You've got 15 from the Hellbear. Curse of the Avernus, what are we looking at? Attack speed bonus 40. Tons of attack speed there.
That's 55. That's super quick.
Yeah, it sure is. Tier 1 immediately gone. Elder Sash trying to give his life away here to the gank rotation of Newbee, but nothing doing. As Newbee taking control a little bit of this Radiant side jungle, looking for the tier 1 down at bottom. Kinguin, they're playing very passively. They're doing their style. What they've kind of been known to do is build up your cores, your supports, get very little, especially Elder Sash, as you get Arcanes, a bit of money over on Katzor, who is closing in on the Blink Dagger, but it's about map control, right? You've got this top part of the map pretty much all cordoned off, just need to get some deep wards down as Kaka comes in.
Oh, OD has drums completed, but chicken is coming. That's gonna be a lot of intelligence stolen from that Abaddon.
Shield up. And the ulti. Patos, not going to last too much longer, but they get the tier 2, which is absolutely space created, because mid lane tier 1's falling. It's tower for tower for tower here as Kinguin. It just is map domination. They're getting all of these objectives, which is gold in the pockets of their supports, which allows them to have a Blink Dagger at, what, 17.5, maybe 18 minutes here for the Rubik. Bane, who cares? He's got brown boots, and that's all he deserves. As Nisha, moving pretty quickly in what looks like an S&Y. In fact, pretty much done once he gets the belt from the side shop.
Yeah, Orchid completed on Nature's Prophet, so they can focus OD sanking Panda. Nyx is building into Mantis style, which is not common to build, but he saw Nature's Prophet have that Oblivion stuff, so he just decided to counter the item.
You don't want to buy a Lincoln's or a BKB or anything like that so early on. Mantis style will do the trick, but again, from bot lane to top lane, they are drawing them from one side of the map to the other. Exotic Deer immediately back to farming top lane, as he knows that the rotation has been heavy from Newbee. So far, we're waiting for another maneuver here from Newbee to try and get, some kind of play going. But even with just the smoke, Kinguin will know. They'll see everyone's off the map. No one's defending top lane, and this is the kind of tug of war, the push and pull that Kinguin has behind them, right? As soon as they have this Nature's Prophet push out a top lane, someone has to come back and defend it. So Kaka is there. That's one hero that you can kind of process of elimination. He's not smoke ganking. You see the Brewmaster mid, not smoke ganking. OD and Lifestealer, okay, they're probably farming jungle, but you know that you're not in any immediate danger.
Yeah, Sanking has a Blink Dagger, so it's time to buy a smoke. Does AA have one? Yes, he does. He does actually have two, and it's go-go time for them. Panda. Look at this sad Panda, man. He had like 9 minutes blink, even though he was sacked in the lane so much.
And now
couldn't
18
find any
minutes.
openings. Yeah.
Blink and 1,000 gold. Still stolen. No big deal. Radiant Vision, what are we looking at here? A bit of vision over towards mid lane, and yeah, okay. Looks like the Abaddon is signaling out. We need some vision, guys. Something over here, something over here. Try and see where they are, or maybe he's just signaling where he thinks Newbee are hiding. As Kaka top lane thinks that he's safely pushing out the wave. A blink from Rubik, not going to catch, but the Nature's Prophet is in position here with the Orchid, but a quick cut out of the trees. Kaka one step ahead. Katzor thought he was playing chess up against the Newbee, but Kaka is a grandmaster. Knows exactly what's coming.
Yeah. Only 8 kills so far. Alright, they know this is warded. Okay, they don't know where it's warded, but... Does he have another sentry? Nope.
Nope, he doesn't.
He bought 2 of them.
I'm going to deward these guys if it's the last thing I do. Now, Rubik. With that blink, he's able to split push reasonably well himself. The help of some Treants jumps in, Fade Bolts jumps out. Tower's still standing strong here, top and mid, pretty much full HP.
Yeah.
Newbee unable to do any real significant damage to them.
Sadly for Rubik, Astral is only level 1. One way to counter Rubik is not to skill your skills at all, or just keep them level 1 so he doesn't know what hit him when he steals it. That's the next level of thinking.
I remember Blitz and Cap were playing, I think they streamed it as well, where they did a 5-man push strat with like Kotl, Enigma, a bunch of stuff like that. Not all in one lane. They went to lanes normally, but they never leveled their ultis. I think they had like a Zeus or something in there as well, and Rubik couldn't steal anything. It was the most ridiculous thing. Like Enigma just walks up. The only thing that Rubik can steal is like Eidolon. It's like cool.
Veggies strat.
Never steal my black hole. Here we go. Big smoke from Newbee. We knew it was coming, and it will look to strike. But Exotic Deer force-staffed away, TPing out, but blinked upon. Kaka's there with a Burrow Strike, and the Primal Split. Maybe a bit of an overcommitment, but they might just catch Elisash as a secondary target. Bane caught with a Cyclone, and they'll chase forward for it. Nature's Prophet, and now the Bane that wants to fall as Kinguin give up 2 in their jungle. But in the meantime, it feels like they're doing okay. Patos, Nisha, as well as Katsu all farming away very nicely, while 5-man commitment from Newbee to get a couple of kills in that jungle.
I don't think that was worth it to just use a split to kill a Bane. I mean, it's still a kill, but a lot of time wasted. You have Rubik, who's getting a lot of XP and gold, and now you're not gonna take a fight until the next split is up. Meanwhile, SCCC recovered, and I mean, he's what, 7,000 net worth, 4,000 below Gyro, but with the 4 staff and level 3 Astral right now, it doesn't feel like that hero's gonna die a lot in these fights.
You do maybe worry about the BKBs coming in from the Radiant side though. Gyro working towards one, Nature's Prophet has one queued up after the Hurricane Pike, and, well, Abaddon moving for a Halberd, knowing that any kind of Lifestealer or OD play involves lots of right-clicking. That Halberd's gonna come into play really nicely. As the Courier Snipe, KP blinks forward and gets it as well. Good little play there, and he can TP home safely.
Yeah, that's a poor man's bounty hunter.
You know, the funny thing is, I looked at my map and I saw the Courier and I saw the dot, and my immediate thought in my head was, oh, Bounty's going to go snipe the Courier. I look there, it's a Brewmaster, and I thought, shut up, idiot.
Yeah, look at Elisash reading that move really well.
Where's he off to? Oh. What's he doing? There's no camps here. You can't stack. You can't stack. There's nothing here. Nature's Prophet. And Katzor, side lane gamers. Keep the split push going, and then again, Elisash and Nisha, they know that Newbee are going to be playing aggressively. They know these smokes have been stockpiled, and they know that this magic damage, catch and kill play from Newbee is really one of the only ways to kind of get back into the game and swing things around. So they are dodging very nicely, but it's still carving a nice area of the map here for Newbee to play around, while Mugi shoves out the mid lane towards the tier 1. The rest of them
Radiant's middle tower
do
is under
bunker
attack.
down and create a nice little barrier there, but yet again, towers are falling, Abaddon is pushing, Catapult is going.
Dire's bottom tower
And with this Curse of Avernus, he brings them down so incredibly quickly, forcing the glyph early on, and now a smoke from Kinguin moving in towards mid lane.
Yeah,
Hurricane Pike there.
these treants with Curse
TPs.
deal so much damage.
Can they cancel any TPs? They might have caught the OD here. They need a stun, a catch, a lift, and anything. Yes, they've got him. The OD will fall. The TP's back down towards bottom lane. Patos is hiding in the trees. The stun has been expended. Kaka can't kill. He can't find, and they cannot stop the TP. So not only do they get a kill on the OD, not only do they stop the tier 1 from dying, and it's in deny range, they get a tier 2, they save the Abaddon, everything clicking into place. The jigsaw puzzle is almost complete with Roshan being the last piece. If they can get this without a contest from Newbee, it's all a big win from Kinguin. But Newbee are coming in.
So low.
Newbee not going to go in just yet. They
And
can't move.
They need, and Elisash is doing such a good job just trying to break the smoke,
Nightmare.
trying to buy some time.
Dust. He's just spamming. He's just spamming. Look, I'm a body in the fight. Come and deal with me. The Fiend's Grip out of the Lifestealer here will trap Mugi. He turns to face. Bane will fall, but the cooldown not going to land on too much. Apart from Mugi, the Lifestealer all alone needs to get into a creep, infest into Kaka, get himself out, but he cannot do it. Nisha brings down not one, but two with the help of Exotic Deer onto Kaka, and in the meantime, Brewmaster running away from the Prophet. They've got a TP and an Orchid, but they don't care about Brew. He's used his ulti. They want towers, and they will bring down the mid-tier 2 and maybe even look for more.
They don't have any buybacks. 40 seconds on Nyx and 30 seconds on Sanking. Yeah, at least the tower is going down. They have an Aegis on Gyro, so yeah.
OD in so much trouble, does get himself away from danger with a good Force Staff, though. But this tier 3's dead. Rax!
Yeah,
Raxes
are gone.
Curse of Avernus is going to absolute work here. Nature's Prophet still with the Blackstone going in. There's melee and there's, well, there was a ranged Rax here a second ago, but the entire lane demolished. In jumps KP, try and catch any stragglers. Kaka, maybe, no, just clear the creep wave.
Yeah, it all started with that gank attempt on the bottom lane on Avernus. When they tried to go, Sanking TP'd first, and there was a delay in a TP of OD, which actually bought them enough time to catch him on a mid lane. Then they took a Roche because they couldn't fight OD as their biggest damage dealer in these fights.
Things slipping away from Newbee. Kinguin just, they know what's up. It's almost as if they've got an analyst or someone doing some research for them.
Are you going to mention some names?
Cart Dota going to work, guys. 14,000 net worth lead. 7-7, not too many kills. He's definitely been focusing on you know, the movement across the map potentially, the picks and the bans. Not sure what capacity he's working in, but Kinguin, we were talking about their slump recently. If they're able to continue at this rate, definitely breaking the curve there.
Yeah, it seems like they are penicillin to Newbee.
Poor Newbee. Being brought down to the level of a fungus or a bacteria.
Abaddon finished Solar Crest, then bought Sange, and now disassembled it and has full Heaven's Halberd.
Oh well, this Ice Blast is big. Cat's all caught and killed, but Essie in the cooldown traps himself inside that Astral. But Mugi chased back by the Gyro. Another Rocket Barrage and Homing Missile will come out. Mugi with the armlet tries to toggle himself away and will succeed for now. But OD in the meantime, in the trees, trapped and sprouted, killed. Newbee with, again, no buybacks and no OD. Losing a tier 3 here could signal the beginning of the end as Kinguin looking to close out this game. 26.5 minutes in against Newbee. Who would ever have expected?
Well, they're playing in front, well, not in front of the crowd because it's only going to be for 2 final days, but at the home court, we can call it.
Home advantage. Newbee, pretty far from home. Pretty far from victory. Maelstrom into Mjolnir here for Mugi. Deal with these super creeps coming in. And deal with some of these summons from the Nature's Prophet as well.
They still have the Aegis for at least a minute. That's what my inner clock is telling me. Double damage spawned on top, 50 seconds until the next room spawns. He's just gonna pop the shrine. Has enough. Does he have enough? Not yet. He's lacking like 300 to buy full butterfly. Alright. He just picked up a rune.
There we go.
Quick math.
And a DD rune. Oh, yeah. Do we have a smoke? We do. Rubik smokes with the Bane, the Gyro, Abaddon, and Prophet. Swinging down towards bottom lane, of course. Tier 3 and Rax still readily available for them to come and take as they TP in behind KP. But can they get the vision? Exotic Deer. Oh, this is so close, but he can't see him. You're right across from each other. Neighbors in the trees. If that Sprout had been, anywhere else, maybe he catches a glimpse. But unfortunately for him, does not. KP will escape back to base, and this gives Newbee a chance to fight another day. Nighttime is here. They need to come back and defend this bottom lane, though. They cannot allow Kinguin to get mega creeps.
They have nothing to deal with mega creeps. Still Aegis on that Gyro.
30 seconds, 20 seconds. 15 seconds. Looks like it will expire before anything really kicks off. SCC. C. Jump in from KP. BKB from Nisha now as the Cyclone onto the Abaddon, but in the back end, Karkas stuns, lifted up now, back into the waiting arms of Nisha with a burst strike stolen. Katsu helps secure the kill, and Mugi gripped up, and Kinguin, they win up against Newbee. GG is called, and the Chinese team taps out.
Again, not a very climatic ending of a game. It was like most of the games today were pretty one-sided. The games were over before those ending fights. It doesn't feel like Newbee actually did anything in this game at all. It doesn't feel like that was Newbee playing. I mean, we gotta give credit to Kinguin. They played really well, especially Nature's Prophet. Also, Bane did a lot of job, just canceling the smoke, stacking, buying enough time for them to actually finish the Roche. Abaddon buying all those items to tank up. On the other side, Panda bought that Blink Dagger, and they could not find any openings with it. And OD caught 2 times. After that, they just took the towers, took the Raxes without even taking a fight.
Yeah, I'm just thinking back now, the smokes from Newbee, out of, let's say, the first 5 smokes, right, in the first, 20 minutes or so, I think maybe one of them actually worked. Like, bot lane, they ganked the Prophet once, and they killed him once, and then apart from that, the AA Sand King didn't really have the back and forth we expected. But again, it was Kinguin, feeling it out, understanding where the rotations were coming from. They had the vision down, they knew what was happening, and Ellis Ash was just throwing himself, carelessly into the wind and saying, hey, I'm a Bane, if you're gonna kill anyone, kill me, and Newbee just didn't want to jump the Bane, so they found themselves in a really tough spot. Well played by Kinguin, by all means. Yeah,
they had a hard time actually finding any kills, since they have OD who was pressured and didn't have enough levels. Plus there's always a presence of Abaddon. He can't be killed once he hits level 6, especially on the offlane, and you don't want to dive Gyro.
Yeah.
Right now the towers are closer to the mid lane, so it's even harder to dive, especially a hero like a Gyro, because of all the slow TP from Abaddon, Bane sleep. There's a lot of saves, yeah. So they couldn't afford to actually dive, and Panda couldn't find openings. That was pretty much it. That's what sums up the game.
Well done, Kinguin. Best of 1 win up against Newbee. Not too bad. Now, that closes up our best of 1s for the day, doesn't it, Lacoste? We move into our Group A lower bracket semi-finals. Our first one,
OG versus Effect. Yeah, and then we're gonna have
the NA
Classic Optic against Complexity.
Good stuff, good stuff. So a short break. We'll try and get all the players set up. I'll whip my admins into shape and get the guys into the lobby as quickly as possible. As we take a break, see you guys in a bit with our remaining games.